Hello guys, welcome to a new video. My name is Skyking and welcome to the studio. Today I am alone. My partner, co-host is Midnight is not here, and today I want to talk to you about a new anime that just came out, Tower of God. And these are my impressions with the first two episodes. Tower of God, for those who don't read Korean webtoons, is it's a Korean webtoon by this author named Sui, or Sui, whatever you want to call it. It's about a boy, who mysteriously gets into this giant ass tower, hence the name, and and his adventures in it. It came out around 2010, the webtoon, and it took 10 years to actually become an anime. I started reading the webtoon around 2014, I want to say, and I had to catch up with the previous chapters I had, but then I reached the limit and I had to wait like everybody else. But now the 6 years have passed by and it finally got picked up by none other than Crunchyroll for their Crunchyroll originals, one of the three. And these are my impressions for the first two episodes of my thoughts and opinions of how the show would pretty much fare going forward, because there's a lot of materials that it can actually adapt from the webtoon. So I'm not gonna get into the spoilers of it, because it's such an epic webtoon that I kind of don't want to spoil anything for you guys, because it's better if you guys experience it firsthand. So but I will get into pretty much the plot of it, like the beginning, what has been covered in the two episodes that have been released. So the studio that is animating it is called Telecom, I guess communication or something like that. No, I'm sorry, Telecom Animation Film. They are the guys who, you guys have seen Lupin the Third, the Grave of Daisuke, or the Goemon one, or the Fujiko's Lies. All those. Oh, for another example, Orange was also made by them. So those are the guys who animated it, and this is pretty much somewhat the style Tower of God is going forward with. I won't get into the Japanese dub, because I mean that's all there is at the moment until they make an American dub, in English dub, which I hope so, because this show just screams English dub. And the voice actors, they sound okay for me. I couldn't really tell if anyone else would fit better for our main protagonist Bam. But from what's going on right now, yeah, I'm okay with it. I have no gripes against it. Tower of God is going to have only 13 episodes for this first season, which I for some reason thought they were gonna go for the full 24, give it pretty much a My Hero kind of thing, my Hero treatment, with the 24 episodes going, and then give it a season, give it one season, wait, then another season the next, but apparently they're only doing 13, which I'm thinking the reasoning behind this is because it's pretty much a new type of idea of adapting webtoons into an anime, which was attempted before with Nosebleeds and other pretty much webtoons, but it never kicked off. So I guess this is a trial thing. Plus it's Crunchyroll who are pretty much producing it, so we don't know if they're if they're able to keep up. I'm hoping they are, but we have no idea. And for the first episode, it was pretty pretty simple, I guess. Nothing special. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I guess there wasn't much. I guess there is, but for me being where I am right now in my current chapter of my Tower of God, what was portrayed in episode 1 was just the beginning. It's just to get you into the world, get you to understand what's going on, get introduce you to the main character Bam and everybody else, to Kun and Rock. Rachel, which I hate, but that's another story. You get introduced to Hedion, and that they live in a tower, and pretty much what the deal is. And yeah, I mean, like, everything was up to normal. It's the story takes place at this boy who lives outside the tower, which is not really common. Heads into the tower because he is following this girl named Rachel, who he thinks he really likes, or that he needs. So yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty simple, like, the boy has a mission and he's gonna complete it no matter what. He's a really nice boy, I guess, because that's what people like, I guess. But whatever, that doesn't his personality is nothing like that big at the moment. But yeah, we get introduced to Hedion, which, yeah, it sounded like an old man, but was voicing him in the Japanese. I might be wrong, who knows, he might be changing his voice. We got introduced to Yuri, one of the princesses, and yeah, I liked her too. And then I think the style of the anime is something to get used to, because at the beginning of the webtoon, like most manga authors and all that stuff, their art is not the best. Hence, like, how Naruto started, now how Naruto ended, or how Bleach started, how Bleach ended, or everybody, they improve while they work, and Tower of God is no exception. The art in the beginning chapters were, like, not that great, but towards the new chapters, it's like night and day. So I don't know how it's gonna adapt. How's that's gonna adapt to to the later episodes of the show, but we'll see. But yeah, it's a pretty decent animation style. Episode 2, we got introduced to the Bam meets Kun and Rock, the alligator, and the alligator who thinks he's not an alligator, but whatever. He gets introduced to everybody else. We get to see some other main characters that will be, like, focused upon in later episodes and chapters, if you decide to read the manga or webtoon, whatever you want to call it. I'm just gonna say manga. Let's see. We get introduced into Shinsu, which is basically the lifeblood of the tower. It's like the energy that flows to it, which is where my first gripe, or I guess concern, comes on. And is that in the manga, in the anime, they introduced Shinsu as the lifeblood of the tower, but they said it's water based. So when when one of the rankers showed the whole all the contestants Shinsu, it was like it flowed like liquid and made like a liquid wall, and every time they would touch it, it would be like liquid. And that's where my first gripe comes from, because when I remember reading that chapter, I never really saw it as water based, I guess. So I don't know if this is something that maybe I'm wrong and it was always meant to be water from the very first episode or chapter. But in later on chapters, Shinsu never really tends to look water based, because it's always more of like energy blast, like something akin to Dragon Ball Z, like a Kai blast or something like that. It turns to be more energy based projectiles and stuff like that. So it being portrayed as water, I don't know if they're gonna go forward with that as always being water based, water element, because there are other users who use Shinsu, but their Shinsu is of other types of element, like either fire or electricity or something else, or wind or ice. So I don't know how they're gonna do it, but we'll see. Rankers, how to become they explain how they become rankers. So that's something another concern of mine, which I think at the moment it works, because from where the first couple chapters was in the webtoon, I guess the author didn't think so far ahead, or he probably never thought he was gonna go that far, because right now we're like, oh my god, it's like there's so many chapters at the moment, so for you to catch up, it's gonna be quite a binge, but they changed some rules, I guess, and they're kind of stating the rules now, like saying, like, they're stating the rules of how it was back then, but later on some of the rules get retcon or they get forgotten. Some of those stuff like that always happens in manga, but whatever, we'll see. It was just kind of a little gripe with me of how basically how regulars become rankers and all that stuff. But yeah, that's another thing. Another concern of mine is that 13 episodes is really not enough for this this show, because there's so much to cover, to be honest, that where if I'm being a little honest, and I'm somewhat spoiler, so spoiler alert if you don't want to hear it, skip on ahead. I think the show, the anime, will end when Bam meets Rachel and Rachel betrays him. Spoilers, I'm sorry, but that's where I think it's gonna end. If there's giving this 13 episode mark, but then we would have to kick off the next season following that. But that's another thing. This show has prominent a lot of time skips, and time skip, times back, and all that stuff. So it's something and it gets introduced to a lot of characters, so they're gonna need to hire a lot of voice actors. And if this ever does become English stuff, I don't know if they're gonna if they're gonna do the method of choosing one actor to voice many, or are they really gonna get different actors? Which I hope they do, because it would be really cool. But who knows? We'll see. Other than that, the show it's kicking off pretty good. It has a lot of hype. A lot of people are deciding to read it now, the webtoon. And if you guys do, it's for free on the webtoon app. So. And if you guys even want to get the extra chapters that are out, you can purchase some coins to support the author and get the extra chapters that are kind of locked, until it becomes free. So if you really want to know what's going on, be up to head, and that's something you can do. But other than that, I think this show has a lot of promise, and I can't wait for them to pick up other webtoons, because this is a good idea. Another thing is that I kind of hope the show was going to be in Korean, Korean voice actors. I don't really care who kind of animates it, because in my opinion, I thought it was going to be somewhat 3D, because the fights later on get more intense. But it doesn't really matter, because 2D can do the same thing. They can work with it. But other than that, I'm really excited for this show, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. And if you guys decide to give it a try, let me know and tell me what you think of it, and I'll talk back to you. But other than that, I appreciate you guys listening, and tune into another video soon to be released. Other than that, do the usual. If you guys want to, subscribe, comment below, check out other videos, and yeah, it's Skyking in the studio, and peace out.